and she grabbed a hold of me and pulled me back behind her bed, and he screamed, "Go run to your fucking mother, I don't care, she's not going to listen anyways, blah, 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 blah." So we went to my mom's bed, and we got in. She was drunk, and we tried to wake her up. We couldn't wake her up. I slept on the one end of the bed, at the end of the bed, opposed to my mother, and my sister slept on the other side of my mother. And then I woke up the next morning, and my sister was gone, my sister Mona. And I was like devastated. I thought, oh my God, you know, Debbie's gone already, and now my sister Mona's gone. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I was scared that I was going to be alone in that house with what was going on with myself, with no protection. And I remember waking up, and everything, just like Desiray had said, was so normal. I could smell the bacon. And it was a school day, and here I wasn't at school. And I walked out, and I saw my mother, and she was dressed very nice, like always. And I looked at her, and I said, "Do you know what he's doing to me at night?" And she didn't even react. And I said it again, and she didn't react again. And she put my food on the table, told me to eat. I refused to eat. And then she sent me to my room, and I was grounded for the rest of the day. So I had to stay in my room that day. So he came out that night, and my mom was making dinner, and my sister came in and, you know, asked me what was going on, and I told her, and she told me, you know, you need to get out, you need to save yourself, you know, if you have to, just tell your dad, you know, do whatever you can, just fight, you know, I can't save you like Debbie did, I can't do it. And so dinner was made, and when we had dinner, it's like the burning bed. It's that scary. You don't talk, you know, you don't complain, you don't do anything. No matter how drunk my mother was cooking, you ate it, you know, and trust me, through it a lot, you know. And I sat down at the dinner table, and they put the food in front of me, and I refused to eat. And he just struck his hand on the table, and, you know, and he told me, "You were going to eat." And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to, I'm out of here. I don't want, this is over." And I started to get up, and as I got up, I felt these hands come towards me and grab my back on my shoulders, and I just went down on the floor, and I realized it was my mom that had grabbed me and not John. And so I screamed, and I kept saying, "You know what he did to me, you know what he's doing to me." And I got in a combat position, and I just started crawling on the ground as fast as I could. And as soon as I was able to get up and get to the bathroom door where I could lock myself in the bathroom, which is what my sisters and I did when they were fighting years ago, I started to get up, and my mom grabbed me again, and my head hit the doorknob, and I went down again. And so then I turned my body around the other way, and I started running into my bedroom. And she was on my butt. I mean, I was on the losing side. And at that point, I think I had pretty long hair. And I kept taking my hair, because I kept feeling her grab it. So I'd take my hair, and I'd just tuck it as wherever I could so she wouldn't grab my hair. And to me, she was like an enemy, you know, you know, I didn't realize that she was trying to save her life and probably save our life, you know. I just had no idea, but to me, she was the enemy. And I got into the bedroom, and she put me over her knee, and she beat me. And at that point, I said, "I have no mother." She didn't stand up for me, and I told her that I was gonna stop telling.
Okay,
so I woke up the next morning, and my father was on the phone, and my mother said, "Wayanne, your father's on the phone," which is the first call I ever had for 4 years in that house. And I thought, "Oh my God, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. My father's on the phone. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What do I say to him? What do I do? My mom's there, and, you know, all this stuff is happening, and, you know, I mean, they're going to send me away like my sister, and I'm never going to see anybody. I won't see my grandma, I won't see my grandpa, I won't see my father, I won't see my friends, I mean, my life is over. I might as well be dead." And I got on the phone, and I remember just putting my hand like this, and I was walking I lost my courage. I was losing my courage to tell my dad what was going on. And I finally got to the phone, I'm like, hi. And my dad says, yeah, Wayanne. And I said, yeah. And he says, would you like to live with me? And I said, yes. And within 2 hours, my sister came home. All my bags were packed, which is not very much. And they're all by the door. And I remember seeing my sister by the hall. And they didn't let me say goodbye to her, but she was my bodyguard. She saved me that night. You know, I don't know how to express what it feels like to be free, to be able to move away and get out, but to leave your sister there and doesn't have a father and is stuck there. And I know what's going to happen to her. I saw it happen to Debbie. And I didn't know if I were, you know, I looked at my dad. I looked at my sister. And I just saw her cry, and I felt like my knees were just gonna buckle, you know. And my mom was trying to keep her from coming down the hallway to say goodbye to me. And she pushed my mom aside. And she came up and she just grabbed me and she just held me. It was the most touching moment in my life. And she put her lips on my cheek and she whispered in my ear and she said, I'll be okay. Just take care of yourself. And that was the end. And I didn't tell anybody what happened. And I mean, I had said things trying to get away from it, but as soon as I left the house, I had this new freedom that came over me, and all of the memories that I had just started to slip away. The more that I had this new freedom of going to a mall or going to school and staying a little bit later and coming home and my dad's not there and watching TV, and you know, I started falling into like a normal pattern, and in the back of my mind I just feel so guilty because I forgot about my sister Mona, and you know, I could have saved her, you know. And unfortunately, after I left, he started raping her. And the last time that he raped her, she was 17. And he took my mom and he took my sister to the table. This is what she had said to me. And he confessed right in front of my mother and said what he had done. And he said he wouldn't be doing it again. And that was the end of it. And I approached my mother years later when Desiray was little because I didn't want to bring my daughter there. I was so scared, you know. I mean, she loved her grandchild so much and she had changed. They stopped drinking and it looked really nice on the outside, but that's what it was always like. You know, when we were kids, you know, Cadillacs and gold and money and, you know, I mean, we looked like the perfect 2.5 family, you know. I mean, my mother probably had like a 6 or 7 carat diamond and just perfect. She always wore top of line clothes like Beverly Hills, you know. She got everything she wanted, a new Cadillac every year, you know. And so finally one day, you know, she wanted Desiray to stay later, and I knew John was coming home for lunch, and I said, I want to talk to you about what he did to me before I let you have Desiray for a couple hours with me not here. And she said, I don't want to talk about the past. We don't go there. There's nothing to talk about. And I said, well, I guess this will be the last time I'll be with Desiray over. And unfortunately, what I should have done is grab my mom
and made her come with me, you know, because she was a victim of domestic abuse, and I don't blame her one bit for what happened, since I've learned more about her life and learned about other women who go through this, you know. I mean, I feel like she abandoned us kids, you know. But on the other side of it, I know that he was threatening us and he was threatening her, and I remember my sister telling me that she used to hear him all the time saying, if you leave me, I'm going to take Wayanne away. And I don't know why he said me, you know, he could have said Debbie or Mona, you know, I don't know why he used me, maybe as a threat because my father was in my life and they didn't have a father. But, that was it, you know, she wouldn't talk about it.
Okay.